We are live. It's Friday. I'm Rich Lieberman, and this is the Bay Area Media Pulse. We sometimes talk about national issues with regards to the media, even international. And today we're going to talk. And by the way, it's Friday, and I hope you are ready for a great weekend. It's already February 7th, special day for me, etc., etc. Look, one of the reasons why you come here, among many, and I'm not trying to sound, you know, ultra sanctimonious, but that's why I'm here. And I reflected on the passing of Dennis Richmond. Those of you don't know, some of you tune in that are outside the Bay Area and watch because you want a perspective on various Bay Area media, etc. And we lost a really, really terrific anchor the other day, the passing of KTVU's own Dennis Richmond, who spent the better part of 4 decades at Channel 2. Very widely renowned, respected, admired. I'd put him in the top Bay Area, for that matter, even nationally. But I was watching some of the platitudes, the honors, um, and I pretty much stayed at KTVU. I didn't go to the other stations. I know there was more reflections and stories about Dennis Richmond, and good for all of them. Notably, KGO TV didn't do anything. So I'll let you decipher that on your own. But Channel 2, and I want to react specifically to they did a thing with Marky Banyas, Bill Martin, both of those already retired, Mike Meeback, and Claudine Wong, of all people, Claudine Wong. And look, the guy hasn't been dead, but 3 days. And I'm not here to besmirch Dennis Richmond. I wouldn't do it anyway. But I will have to say this, you know, Dennis Richmond, like all of us, wasn't he wasn't perfect at all. None of us is perfect. But there were issues in Dennis's life. And this sort of love honor that took place on camera was a bit too much for my taste. You know, I remember, and I'm not going to mention the name, but a Bay Area, very, very well respected, longtime Bay Area, mostly radio person, who told me the story then and now about how the person went to a Christmas party, extended their hand, and Dennis Richmond was too busy looking above this person's head, kind of doing this, like, who are you? Now, I got that quite a bit from a lot of people. I met Dennis a couple of times. It was very ordinary. It was nothing extreme or anything like that. I want to emphasize I respected Dennis Richmond, but many people told me that he had a really, really assholey kind of a standoffishness towards a lot of people, unless of course he knew you. And there were some people that were just being cordial, diplomatic, extend their hand, hello, being a public person as he is and was. There are times when people, look at the whole deal with athletes and celebrities and all of that. Some people are just gaga. They don't know how to be, diplomatic and cool. And we know all about with paparazzi and this TMZ world in which we live, that kind of a thing. But I wouldn't put Dennis in that category in terms of celebrity. He was very well known. He lasted a long time, for which I gave him, and lots of credit. But he tended to be very distant to people who simply just wanted to say hi, who extended their hand or maybe gave 'em eye contact. And many, many, many times, too many times, I heard and I know firsthand that Mr. Richmond was not the warmest and fuzziest guy, which again doesn't matter that much, but only because I see a lot of these KTVU people now going all out. Oh, he was so sweet. He was so sweet. No, no, he wasn't. He was a very nice man. I don't know the inner personality. He had issues at KTVU for which were well known within the industry. I want to make it clear I'm not here to besmirch Dennis Richmond, particularly only not but few days after he passed. But on the other hand, the people who go out of their way to present this image, some of whom didn't even know him that well, and to make this kind of lovey-dovey image, that was not the case, folks. Okay. And as far as other things, he wasn't exactly a very warm guy. It's one thing to be that way, okay, when you're around your colleagues, when you're about to go on the air, perhaps, get it totally. But when there are others stating falsities, saying how much he was so, again, I hate that word, but they used it. He was so sweet. And go on to KTVU's website. I don't want to put a video out there. God knows they don't like me because you know why. Because I've made fun of and lampooned the way they're acting and their presentations these days. So I'm not going to plug, even on freebie YouTube. But if you go to KTVU or just go here to YouTube and type in Dennis Richmond Tribute KTVU, you'll see the latest one I'm referring to. And that's with Ibanez and Martin and Claudine Wan and Mike Mebe. You'll notice Julie Hayner wasn't in those videos, at least the ones that I saw. And I bring it up because it has to be brought up. Look, Van Amber, apparently not the warmest guy either. He was tough. He was very, very, shall we say, demanding, but it was all within the context of work. Same thing with Pete Wilson of Cron. Pete also had a tenure at KGO Television and up in Sacramento too. Privately, Pete was a real cool man. Met him several times. Had a chance, didn't interview him, would have loved to meet Van Amberg. I'll give you somebody else too. Dave McElhatton, one of the best, one of the nicest, most personable, sweet, you bet. Just an overall wonderful guy, Dave McElhatton, in every sense of the word. Not only, and by that, well, by the way, great anchor. He had a different personality. He was all of the above. He exuded himself. He exuded joy. And this is a guy, by the way, when he was alive, who lost 3 wives to terminal disease. It could have been a real mean. And I'm not contrasting Dave McElhatton and Dennis Richmond by no means. I'm just saying that Dave McElhatton was just as cool and nice and funny and personable off the air, off camera, as he was on camera. There's a difference. Um, I didn't know other people. Had a handshake with Evan White, always cool, always presentable. Dennis Richmond, not so. And all the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, you should know this. I don't like people who present a false image, particularly people who never met the guy. They may have worked at that station, but they never really knew the guy. I pretend to know Dennis Richmond very well, but I knew others that I know well who told me this. So just wanted to get that out there. Now, does it take away from the fact that he was tenured? He was a professional, dignified guy, very well informed, toned, and obviously careful and extremely sensitive to his craft, for which I profoundly um, respect him. And again, as I said the other day, and this will be the last of it, but I want to offer my condolences to his family and to personally say again, rest in peace, Dennis Richmond. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. A little couple of other personal things. Thank you for all the response to the Ask Rich Lieberman. If all goes well, I'm going to do it again next week and bring it back. Um, Please, if you can, make a contribution via my PayPal because it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to answer all your emails, all your questions. Wasn't able to answer everyone, but I try to do my best. And of course, thank you. It just shows that you all care about media and that you are interested in the various comings and goings. And of course, my opinion, your opinion, that's what counts. And I appreciate all of you who responded. And I will do my best to bring this about again next week, probably Thursday. Go look to my Twitter account or whatever they're calling it, X, Facebook, and I'll let you know, but it'll be next week. Again, make a contribution, preserve and help me keep this show going. And so I can give you thoughts that are not of the norm and are the real deal. And thanks for watching. And we'll see you soon. Have a great rest of your Friday and enjoy your weekend.